Rachael Lwanga starts her day at the Weyogero roundabout off the Northern Bypass, where she waits for a ride aboard the National Medical Stores bus. Dressed in her office wear, she hops onto the bus and together with her colleagues heads to her workplace in Kajansi off the Entebbe Road. On arriving in Kajansi, she clocks in at work, then heads to an office where vehicle keys are kept. Lwanga starts with the checkup of the truck to make sure it is roadworthy before she gets into the cabin and turns the key. As the truck warms up, she has a quick breakfast before she starts her day's work. The work involves transporting a consignment of drugs to Pakwachi, some 305 kilometers away from Kampala. As she begins her journey, she is accompanied by a delivery clerk, Pauline Wakwayo, with whom she travels all the way to Pakwachi.
Hello.
She then makes the tough diagonal turn that finally leads her off to the main road. She starts her journey from Kajansi along the Entebbe Express Highway all the way through Bombo. By her own admission, she's a steady driver, as evidenced by those standing by the roadside. She seems to enjoy her work, as seen by how she navigates the corners, as well as some of the roadblocks that require her to move from side to side.
It's very comfortable. Reason being, you can adjust it in any position you want. Whether the steering, whether the seat, you adjust it according to your height and your comfortability. I feel great, different and special. Reason being, it's rare. You can't just minimize me, you know, because when they see a trailer coming, of course everyone gives way. But if it is a small car, then people will be like, you wait.
Over time, Lwanga has become proficient at driving heavy trucks to a point where she is able to signal to other drivers on particular features on the roads. After driving for several hours, she regularly takes breaks to stretch her legs and also check on the roadworthiness of her truck before also taking a meal.
When you stop, you have to check in between the tires. If you don't have these stones, sometimes you can pass somewhere and pick a stone in between the tires. So when you're driving, it might hit the one following you behind. So you check that and make sure it is not there. When it is there, you remove it. So our tires are still in good condition.
The realization that a woman is driving this truck usually confounds onlookers. She says the love for truck driving was inspired by her aunt. Lwanga has been driving heavy trucks for 5 years, 2 of these driving a bus and the rest in a trailer.
And unfortunately, she passed on, and good enough I am the heir to her. So I carried everything on my shoulders, and I have to take on the legacy.
She says in all this time, she has never been involved in a traffic crash. The farthest she has traveled in a truck has been Kampala to Mombasa and back. As she left Kajansi at 9 a.m., Lwanga estimated that she would be in Pakwachi by 5 p.m. However, she arrived in Pakwachi at 7 p.m. after making too many stops. It was a relief for the delivery clerk Pauline Wakwayo, as she formally handed over the consignment to health officials in Pakwachi.
She's very good. She's experienced. Really, she's good. She's stable on the road. A lady delivering is very interesting because it's one of its kind that majority of the female workers do not go into that job. But the work she's doing is so good.
Rachael Lwanga holds a bachelor's degree in fine arts, specializing in industrial art, a skill she only deploys in her free time. We asked her what her spouse makes of the nature of her job.
I don't have a husband, but I have someone I had a kid with. And he knows I'm a driver, I'm a truck driver. I move places, I stay nights out. We don't stay together. We never stayed together. We just connect because of the child. But we are friends.
After her trip to Pakwachi, she rested for a night and then returned her truck to Kampala the following day. National Medical Stores Managing Director Moses Kamabare explains that he's proud of the record of those 8 women and he's hoping that they will employ more of them.
It was considered by management and approved by the board as one way of inclusivity. Right from NMS, there was great excitement when they came on board. We were all excited that we were able to attract these female ladies to come and join our team of the road. And even where they were delivering these medicines, we would be called and the DHOs would call us, the local authorities were calling us, and even police, some of the police officers, they had not taken note of the fact that these female drivers were on board driving. If we could have another bigger number that would bring the total to around 24 of them, we would be glad. So we are looking for the 16 drivers out there.
Personally, I had just watched a documentary of a West African woman who was a truck driver, and I was very excited. And so when this idea came to the board, we bought it in. 50% or more of our products are consumed by women. So we feel the women should be in the forefront in delivering the services to their fellow women.
As a way of supporting their female staff, National Medical Stores has also set up a special place for lactating mothers to support their children while at work. Patrick Senyondo, NTV.
Even the female drivers, if you have your child